Hi there, I am CK Collins. I go by Kelly and my whole life. And really glad you're here. I want to talk about chapter 2 in my book today. And this is my book. The Power to Get Unstuck is the goal of the book, but the title of the book is The Swipe Right Effect. And swipe right is a fun term that a lot of us know who've been out in the dating world. You swipe right on your phone when you want to choose someone within a dating app. You also swipe right or swipe up or swipe down for a lot of things on social media. So I really wanted the dating tied in because I think a lot of people jump into dating before they're ready and before they're healed from a breakup of another relationship or the loss of a job or the loss of a spouse or child to death. And so it's about swiping right for yourself, choosing you and choosing to be healed and happy and living a life of gratitude before you jump into dating. And I'm speaking kind of after the fact, but I want to read to you an excerpt from chapter 2, which is titled, "You Are Enough." And this is my story. Each chapter has my story, a piece of advice that was given to me from a friend, and then I interview the friend and they tell you their story and how they learned it. And so this is about it's about the first time I heard "you are enough." So, all right, here he goes. The second person that I told about my upcoming divorce was my sister-in-law, Carrie. I needed Carrie's immediate support to gather the strength to talk to her husband, who is my brother. And he's also my financial advisor. I needed to understand as soon as possible how our finances were going to be impacted because of the divorce. On top of that, telling people so close to both of us was going to be a huge step for me because I knew it was something I wouldn't be able to take back. Carrie was aghast, sorrowful, and supportive. She did all she could do. Listen. Carrie helped set a time when I could speak to my brother in private the next day, so I didn't have to go to his office. After telling Carrie that morning, I headed home to get cleaned up. The challenge of getting ready for work every day was exhausting. I loved my work, but I didn't want to go through the motions. I wanted to crawl in bed and cry, which of course was the worst thing for me. I made it to the office and tried to focus on the company. Shortly after, Carrie walked in. She shut my office door and sat down. She handed me a gift and asked me to open it. The gift was 2 bracelets. One said, "I am enough." And the second said, "My story is not over." I was so touched, and I immediately put them on. These bracelets reminded me every day, all day, that I was loved. And many people stopped me after seeing the bracelet, "I am enough," and shared that it touched them to see those words. Some even told me their own story. Carrie began to tell me a story about her friend Faith and how those 3 powerful words had helped her take tough steps towards a new life. And in the book, Swipe Right Effect, I interview Faith and she tells you her story. She is a brave, smart, beautiful woman. Got 1 degree, went back and became a nurse and went on to have a completely different career and supported herself. And wow, she's amazing. And so the empowerment practice in chapter 2 is about making a resume of your life that is not about business. It's about the accomplishments in your life that have given you joy, have made you feel whole, are just affirming that you are who you want to be. And so I wanted to tell you about this resume, and I'm going to go a little bit more into it. I closed my book when I shouldn't have. So here we go. We have probably all had to build a resume at some point, and we list all of our work accomplishments. But what about what you are called to do then and now? I believe if you look back at your non-work life, you will see how your past actions can show you your purpose. I challenge you to open a blank document on your laptop or grab a clean piece of paper and do the following. Write one sentence about what you want for yourself. It's about you and what you want to choose. For example, with all I have learned in my life, I am going to be an amazing nonprofit leader, a faithful and kind partner, and the best grandma anybody's ever seen. The second thing is to make bullet points with high-level statements about your deeply personal accomplishments in life. And I mean deeply personal, related to children or taking care of your parents or doing work for nonprofits, not necessarily work related. So, for example, here are some of mine. I raised 3 incredibly talented, empathetic, loving, and fun daughters. I built a loving household where my friends and family felt welcome. I entertained and put a smile on many people's faces. I ran 9 half marathons and was in the best shape of my life at 50 years of age. I served on nonprofit boards and made a difference in my community. Now you go back and put 2 or 3 small bullets under each of those topics. What did you do that you are proud of? How did you accomplish these things? Keep it simple. If it makes you smile, write it down. Okay, so here's an example of the bullets that I put under one of those sentences. I served on nonprofit boards and made a difference in the community. So that's one of the highlights on my resume, right? And so here are the bullet points. I helped the Child Advocacy Center raise money to help abused children. That was really fulfilling to me. I had safe, healthy, happy children, and some children were not. And so being able to use my marketing skills to help this advocacy center was just fulfilling. I gathered silent auction items for the fundraiser for the youth choir summer tour. It was easy. I just went out and asked for items for the silent auction, and I used my business connections to do something, again, for children. Of course, they have my heart. I wrote marketing pieces for the Historic Preservation nonprofit, which helped them raise awareness and raise funds. So it's like I took these skills that I had for business and I used them in my personal life and used them to help raise awareness, to help raise money, whatever I could do. But those were the things that really made my heart sing it was great to sell advertising for my newspapers, but it was also really great to help my community. Here's another one. I raised 3 incredibly talented, empathetic, loving, and fun daughters. And I know I'm biased. Here are the bullet points. I showed up at every game or match or dance recital that was possible. I made a place where their friends would come and play, where they'd want to come and play. I included them in family traditions like making Scottish oatcakes at Christmas. I showed them tough love when they needed it. I was there, and I still am when they need me, anytime. As you do the exercise, my hope is that you will see that all the little things you did in life add up to big things. They just might guide you to your future purpose. Whatever has happened in your life that brought you to this book, nothing can take away all the amazing things that you have already done. The smallest things are very worthy of your remembrance. And I heard from a reader who had gifted my book to someone who needed it, someone who was stuck. And they did this exercise, and it really helped them see what their next steps were going to be. They needed to get out of a toxic work environment. And when they did this resume, they started remembering some things that they had done outside of work and remembered what that felt like and the passion that they had for that. And so what has happened is she's starting her own business, and she's going to do these things that give her a sense of accomplishment, a sense of joy, a sense of pride. And I'm just so excited for her. And I'm going to see if she'll let me interview her and tell this story. I'm sure she could tell it a lot better than I can. Anyway, thanks for coming and hearing about chapter 2. I hope you'll try the empowerment practice. We have a membership forum on my website, which is ckcollins.co, ckcollins.co, no periods. And I'm also on Facebook at CK Collins Author. And we have a private Facebook group where we can discuss these things called the Swipe Right Club, Choose You. So there's a lot of places where we can gather. That's my focus for 2023. That's my focus word, gather. And I want to gather with you. And I want to talk about how to heal and how to be happy and how to live a fulfilled life. And I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm writing a new book. But while I'm doing that, I want to be here for people who are feeling stuck like I was. And I'm just so happy. I'm just so grateful. And I want to point this out. This is a lovely compass rose that's on the wall of my little home here. And, anytime you're going anywhere, you're choosing a direction, right? Whether you're going to the grocery store or you're going on a vacation. Well, this is the same thing. You have to choose. You have to choose the direction of your life. Which way do you want to go? Do you want to be happy? Do you want to be healthy? You can do it. You have the power to choose, and you have the power to get unstuck. And let's just keep talking about it. I hope you'll come back and hear about chapter 3. Have a great day.